Hi, this is Sander on the mic. In the career of every truly talented player, there's a special period. That exact moment when he's still competing on the Tier 3 or Tier 2 level. But everyone around already knows this is a future superstar. Watching players like that is incredibly exciting. Back in the day, that was S1 Empel. In 2015 he changed several teams. Yet in every single one of them he showed an absolutely unreal level of play. M0 Nisi, who was literally destroying everyone in the Navi Academy. And ZYWU, who turned down top organizations because he wanted to finish school, while casually playing with a 1.39 rating in his free time. If nothing catastrophic happens in the career of players like these, no bans, no cheating scandals, number 322, they naturally make it to Tier 1 and feel completely at home there. Backhand index pointing right. Today, we're going to talk about a player known as DONK, one of the brightest stars of modern CS2. We'll take a look at where it all began, and what exactly turned DONK into the player we see today. There are no sponsors in this video, so if you enjoyed it, support it with a like. Thank you. Raising hands. Chapter 1, Childhood and the First Steps. Daniel DONK Krishkovets was born in January 2007 in the Siberian city of Tomsk. When Daniel was just 5 years old, his older brother introduced him to Counter-Strike 1.6, and just 2 years later, they moved to CS:GO together. Time passed, and at some point Daniel realized that he was spending 10 to 12 hours a day in the game, playing at a high level, and improving consistently. That's when he understood. Backhand index pointing right. I want to become a professional esports player, and dedicate my life to it. The first post on Daniel's VK page dates back to 2021. That year, DONK uploaded a screenshot showing 4,000 facet ELO, a milestone he reached at just 14 years old. Later that same year, Daniel qualified for European FPLC, and this achievement was impressive not only because of his age, but because of one crucial detail. Backhand index pointing right. He was playing with around 100 ping. It's no surprise that this caught the attention of one of the best CIS scouts, Overdrive. Alexei was stunned by DONK's statistics and decided to watch a few demos. After reviewing them, one thing became clear: he might have just stumbled upon a future star. Overdrive invited Daniel to play several online tournaments. The kid delivered strong performances, and soon enough, the managers of Team Spirit Academy had their eyes on him. Chapter 3, The Spirit Academy and a Tough Start. Thanks to recommendations from Overdrive, Daniel was invited to trial for the Spirit Academy. Starting in August 2021, the team began fielding him in selected tournaments. The organization understood one thing clearly: this was a 14-year-old player who, due to age restrictions, wouldn't be able to compete at major events for another year and a half. The trial period was tough for DONK. According to HLTV statistics, he finished his first 22 maps with a 0.97 rating. Daniel later admitted that it was hard on him emotionally, especially when he couldn't fully show his potential. He wasn't playing his natural positions, felt enormous pressure, and struggled to adapt to team-based Counter-Strike, which is very different from Facet. And yet, despite all of that, by December, he was offered a spot as a full-time academy player. Even a 0.95K/D didn't scare Spirit away. They saw long-term potential in Daniel. Chapter 4, Character and Personality. In March of the following year, Eric Shokov released a full video about DONK. He compared Daniel to M0 Nisi in terms of talent and potential. Making comparisons like that is always a risk, but Eric was confident this kid was going to reach the very top. Later, it turned out that Shok had offered Daniel to appear on camera. Almost a year earlier, it was a regular video about upgrading a PC, but DONK declined, believing there were other players who needed that opportunity more. You have to admit, that's a very respectable move. Almost everyone who has worked with Daniel points out his kindness and his lack of ego. In that sense, he's often compared to ZYWU. He simply loves Counter-Strike and wants to become a world champion. Chapter 5, The Breakthrough and the Move to the Main Roster. DONK's first truly serious event was We Play Academy League Season 4. The team finished second from last, but Daniel stood out with strong individual performances. From that moment on, he was included in every major tournament. In November, DONK made a loud statement, qualifying for the Facet Pro League with an incredible 1.5K/D. He became the second youngest player from Russia to ever reach FPL. The first was M0 Nisi. By the end of 2022, DONK had entered the top 3 academy players in the world, according to HLTV, and in 2023, Spirit Academy began winning tournaments, breaking into the top 50 and then the top 34 teams worldwide. When Team Spirit's main roster entered a period of rebuilding, the academy was exactly what the organization needed. DONK earned his promotion and moved up to play 4 Team Spirit's main roster. Chapter 6. The first LAN and the MVP. Daniel's first real test with Team Spirit's main roster came in August. It was a $50,000 LAN tournament. Despite concerns from analysts, DONK adapted calmly to the LAN environment and delivered top-level performances from the very first match. In the semi-final against Nip Pandas, Spirit pulled off one of the most incredible comebacks in recent Counter-Strike history. The score was 15-5, but the team won 10 rounds in a row to force overtime, and in many ways, it was DONK who made it possible. In the grand final, Spirit defeated Virtus.pro, and Daniel earned the MVP medal at his very first LAN tournament. Chapter 7. The first major victory. Time went on, and DONK kept gaining momentum at an incredible pace. With every tournament, his trophy cabinet kept growing. But one thing stood out more than anything else. He wasn't dominating with the AWP, he was doing it with a rifle. Once again, it proved that Daniel Krishkovit's talent is truly on another level. For years, MVP titles and championships were usually claimed by AWP players, but Daniel shattered that stereotype. He showed the world that it's not the weapon that decides the outcome, it's skill, mentality, and relentless hard work. On December 15th, Team Spirit became major champions in Shanghai, defeating FaZe Clan in the grand final with a 2-1 scoreline. DONK's team earned $500,000, but far more importantly, this victory marked a turning point in his career. DONK made history as the youngest major champion of all time and received the ultimate honor, the Player of the Year award. And from that point on, the list of achievements only kept growing. Named HLTV Player of the Year 2024, awarded Rookie of the Year at the HLTV Awards 2024, won at least 9 MVP medals at major tournaments, with the latest one coming in early 2025. The story of DONK is living proof that true talent will always find its way to the top. Chapter 8. The major defeat and a look into the future. Budapest Major 2025. The tournament ran from November 24th to December 14th and became the ultimate test of the season. For Team Spirit, the team confidently cruised through Stage 3 of the major. 3 wins, 0 losses, and advanced to the playoffs without any doubts. In the quarterfinals, Spirit faced Falcons. The match was tense, but the Dragons showed their character and closed the series 2-0, securing a spot in the semifinals. Next, Vitality. That match became the moment of truth, both for the team and for DONK personally. When Spirit's team play began to fall apart, Daniel once again tried to carry everything on his own, looking for entry frags, forcing plays, trying to win at any cost. But in the pursuit of greatness, there always comes a moment when you can lose. On Mirage, DONK did everything he could, a 1.30k/D, the best performance on the team. But on Dust 2, mentally, he simply ran out of fuel. It was obvious to anyone watching, a 0.80k/D, mistakes he had never made before. Team Spirit lose to Vitality 0-2, and are eliminated from the major. That defeat became a turning point. Soon after, roster changes began, and every news outlet was talking about it. Miroslav Zont-1X and Boris Magix returned to the lineup. The Dragons' new old players. It is with this refreshed roster that Team Spirit will compete in 2026, and we sincerely wish them new achievements, major victories, and most importantly, the ability to draw the right conclusions from the most painful defeat of their careers. Because sometimes, losing a major is not the end of the story, it's just the beginning. The name DONK no longer needs an introduction. He's no longer an academy prospect. He's a Tier 1 player and a champion of the biggest tournaments. The journey from Faceit, playing with 100 ping, to the world's biggest arenas, was quiet and drama-free. No scandals, no hype, just the game, just discipline, just results. And if you ask, when it became clear that he would become a star, the answer is simple. Back then, when he joined the server, and was simply better than everyone else. Thank you for watching. Let me know who you'd like to see next. This was Sander on the mic. Stay healthy, don't forget to keep learning and growing, and peace to everyone.